Hey, Low Riders, it's me, Lois, and I'm here to talk about Stormi Steele firing Kyle unexpectedly. And the reason I want to talk about that is because I had a similar situation happen to me. Of course, I wasn't the COO of a company, but they tried to lay a trail of things that I did after I was terminated, but I had immediately got in touch with Bowley here in Oregon and the people that I needed to get in touch with, as well as an attorney immediately. Because when there was a discussion about termination, one of the questions I asked is that, well, what would cause me to be terminated? Well, nothing you've done, Lois, has been so bad that we would terminate you at this juncture. And if we were going to fire you, you would see it coming. It'd be a trail before we terminate you. Because I was a very good employee. I was top in collections because I used to do collections. And I was top in collections. And then they moved me upstairs because I had maxed out on bonus downstairs in the student loan department. So they moved me upstairs to credit cards, so forth and so on. So that gave me more responsibility, so forth and so on. Now, in regards to Stormi and Kyle, she immediately made this man the COO of her company. And the reason I believe that she made this man COO of her company is because she did not know what she was doing. Like I said, she lucked out with her hair care products, and she really did a good job and so forth. But then things were happening. Products weren't getting out. She wasn't dedicated as she should have been. She saw the dollars, but she didn't see what it took to get to the dollars and to keep the dollars in-house. You know what I'm saying? And then she decided that she checked with Kyle because, Kyle has started two of his own companies and then merged them into one and so forth. And just because he is of Caucasian descent does not mean he's not capable of doing the job for a black-owned company. So I don't want to hear that anymore. I'm just so tired of hearing that. Well, that white man, this, you sick the white man on the... Yeah, okay. The point is this man came in and showed Stormi the side of business that she had no idea about, and then he took care of the things that she was unwilling to do herself, obviously, because she would have hired someone in those places. But because Kyle had the business acumen and sense to be able to do these things, she allowed him to do these jobs. So he didn't make himself invaluable. She made Kyle invaluable to her company. But then once she started seeing the dollar signs, she got greedy. We all know Stormi ain't know nothing about TikTok because remember she was back begging on how to learn how to do TikTok a couple of years ago. But now all of a sudden she's the TikTok queen, which is great because he molded her into being a TikTok queen. He showed her by doing some of this with your own personality, you can be successful. Because the way Stormi comes across sometimes can be a bit rough. It can be a bit rough on the skin, you know what I'm saying? It grates on the nerves. It makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. But she hired this man, and I firmly believed that she made promises because there's absolutely no way in June, July, I would make anybody out the gate a COO of my company unless my company was doing badly and this person offered financial assistance to help my company come out of the red and all the other things that Kyle was doing. Because part of the COO is delegating responsibility to the department heads of HR and of packing, sales, and all those other things. Well, he was doing the job of all those people because greedy ass Stormi didn't want to hire those people. She was taking advantage of his expertise and his education background because there's things that she did not know. Now that he has got her to the point of success where she probably could skate a little bit, she just decided to run out on a limb and start spending money instead of reinvesting it in her company, forming a board of directors, so forth and so on. Because had she had a board of directors, this probably would have never happened. You know what I'm saying? In regards to Kyle being unreasonably terminated, because they would have had to have a meeting to understand why, so forth and so on. There'd have to be a vote, boopity boppity bam, blippity bloppity bloom. But at the way it was, Stormi allowed Kyle to fulfill at least, I'm going to say at least 10 positions that she should have assigned to department heads. There should have been a manager for each department. Department. I don't know where that accent came from, because I'm from New York. That is not my accent. It just came out of me. It might be something my husband say, but I don't do that. Anyway, what I don't understand is where the anger came from when her and Kyle were having that conversation. Because that had to be building up for some time. Because you know how Stormi is. She just goes off for no reason. But this anger had to be building up for some time based on the fact that this man was probably telling her what she needed to do in regards to her company and what things needed to be in a row in case we get audited, in case the IRS want to see records, in case, the BBB says A, B, C, or D, or in case whatever happens. Any company that is doing business with them wants to see a spreadsheet of what's going on. Kyle had that on lock, and Stormi didn't, and she didn't know how to do that. And instead of saying, well, teach me, or at least going to school and taking a class, she chose to get in her feelings and fire this man unceremoniously. I'm not in agreement with that, okay, Stormi? I'm not in agreement with agreement with that, anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a nasty thing to do. You're going to make this man sue you to get money, to get the money that is due him. And then to have another content creator come out and specifically say, y'all know who I'm talking about, Mr. Can't Handle the Truth, talking about that Kyle was paid $3 million. Well, how would he know that if Stormi Steele didn't tell him that? That means Miss Crybaby Entrepreneur has been listening to the streets and listening to those negative Nancys over there on Anthony's channel, and Anthony to tell her what to do with her business. And she decided to get rid of Kyle because Kyle is really a smart man and he knows what to do business-wise. If it wasn't for him, she would not have been as successful on TikTok. And everybody knows that. And I firmly believe that the Canvas Beauty Body Glaze was Kyle's idea, because something happened where Stormi could not sell her hair care products. If everybody remembers, at one point, all the stuff on her website had said sold out. When it wasn't sold out, it was just that orders was backed up to Timbuktu. Nobody was getting their orders. There was a lot of complaints, and Kyle came in and cleaned all that up for her. He cleaned that up for her. And instead of her continuing that hair care line because she was having so many problems, she listened to what Kyle's vision was. And by listening to his vision, that made her successful. But mind you, she also got mama in her ear. I told you, stop listening to people who have not done it themselves. Stormi, you out here listening to AL Loser, Mr. Can't Handle the Truth, and your mama, Miss Iron Face Steel, Betty, whatever the flippin' dip you want to call her. You listen to everybody except the man you hired to be your right-hand man, directly under you, the COO of your company. There is a reason you gave him that position. And I'm not going to sit here and believe that you fired him because he didn't do his job. I believe that you got emotional. At some point, you let somebody get in your ear and tell you something, and you tried to project that onto Kyle, and then you said, fuck it, you fired. But no, you couldn't tell him to his face. You claimed that we're going to go ahead and take a cool down period, and we'll get back to it in a week or so. And then you unceremoniously fired him. He received the email at 5 p.m. California time, which means it was 8 p.m. your time in Huntsville, Alabama, when you thought about this. So you probably was already thinking about it, but you wasn't even woman enough to send it to him during business hours. You sent it to him after business hours. You know what I'm saying? And then you had the nerve to get your attorney to try to have a conversation with him and tell him what he can and cannot do. Now, if that was not in your original contract, you know you can't do that shit. And let's not even think that Kyle does not have a backup plan of everything that he has recorded, because most smart business people will have something either on a zip drive or whatever. I call it a zip drive. I know that's old school. I don't know what y'all call it now, but he had shit saved. Yes, best believe he had shit saved. And not only that, if you go in and try to erase everything that he did because you don't really know what you're doing, he's going to be able to pull it up again anyway. Once the courts get through it and say, well, where's the proof and so forth, because they're going to make you give him access so that he can present his proof if he doesn't already have the proof as backup. The courts are going to make you unlock that email so that man could present his proof, because you did that to try and prevent him from going after you, but you just didn't really think ahead. You're listening to these janky people on the internet who ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, tell you how to run your multi-million-dollar business when you had a right-hand man sitting right in your left fucking pocket, helping you every step of the way, grooming you, teaching you how to behave in front of other white people, in front of other business owners and investors and so forth and so on. You wouldn't even thought about getting an investor for your company had it not been for Kyle Evanko. So let's not even pretend that all this was your knowledge, okay? Now, I heard part of your interview with B. Simone, and the fact that you keep saying, you didn't do it all by yourself, girl. You did not. Because let's not forget what a failure your Canvas Beauty hair care line was. It literally disappeared from the internet. No one was able to purchase. And the reason they wasn't able to purchase because you had so many damn backed up orders and people were complaining about the customer service and not being responded to, not getting their money back, and having to jump through all these hoops to get their money back through their banks. And then you're sharing information with an outsider. Okay? You could also get in trouble for that, because no one should be knowing, no one outside of Canvas Beauty brand should be knowing what Kyle's salary was or how much money you gave to Kyle. That is a no-no. So I'm supporting Kyle on this one, Stormi. I'm going to have to support him. Yes, I will support a black business. I have bought your products in the past, and I said that, and I didn't have any problem getting my order because I probably ordered early on before all the problems actually started. But the only reason I ordered your stuff is because of Melody Cherie. So let's be clear about that. I ordered your stuff because of Melody Cherie. I think you should maybe go seek God. I didn't want to say that, but seek God, have a sit down with him, maybe talk to a priest and say, you know, I made a mistake, I did so and so, and I don't know how to make it right. Poopity boppity bam. Talk to a counselor, talk to whoever you need to do, but you need to make this right, not only for Kyle, but in the eyes of a lot of us who have lost more respect for you because of what you did to this man after everything he did for you and to help you build your business back up. That's all I got to say to you, Stormi, right now, because you just you're actually showing the type of person that you are. And right now, you're the spitting image of your mother, not only in looks, but in actions, in the way she thinks, and her nonsensical logic. I know that word didn't make no sense, nonsensical, but I just be making it up as I go, okay? So, low riders, I thank you for listening to me. I want y'all to get down in these comments. Tell me what you think about this video and what else you'd like to hear from me, because I'm thinking about doing sisters. The only reason I haven't done sisters because Michael and I have actually missed a lot of episodes, so we're catching up on it now, because I don't know if y'all know, Zachary Luther Taylor, that's my boo. And yeah, I will argue with anybody who got something to say about Zachary Taylor Luther or Zachary Luther Taylor, because that's my boo. That's all I got to say. Love you.